The first day at her dream job should have been the happiest moment of her life. But by the time the week was over, Clara Williams was begging to get out and praying to survive. Clara was 25 years old when she walked through the tall, gleaming glass doors of Northwell Consulting. To her, it felt like the gates of paradise. She had struggled for years, working waitressing shifts, freelancing online, even juggling 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Landing a position at a firm as prestigious as Northwell felt like her entire life was finally aligning. The office was everything she had imagined: marble floors that clicked beneath her heels, polished desks lined with expensive laptops, employees moving briskly in suits that screamed success. This is it. I finally made it. Her new manager, Mr. Grant, greeted her personally. He was tall, well-dressed, and carried himself with a calm authority. His smile seemed warm, but his eyes were sharp, calculating. "Welcome to the family," he said smoothly. It was supposed to be reassuring, but something in his tone felt rehearsed, almost as if it wasn't a welcome at all, but a warning. Still, Clara pushed the thought away. This was her chance, and she wasn't going to ruin it with paranoia. At first, everything was perfect. The salary was higher than anything she'd ever earned before. The office was sleek, modern, and spotless. Her coworkers were polite, though strangely distant. They answered her questions, but never engaged in small talk. They smiled at her, but their smiles never reached their eyes. On her second day, Clara began to notice something odd. At exactly 7 o'clock in the evening, without fail, every single one of her colleagues packed up their things and rushed out the door. No goodbyes, no "see you tomorrow," just silence. By the time Clara finished her tasks, she realized she was the only one left in the massive office. The air felt heavier. The overhead lights buzzed and flickered. Every sound, the creak of a chair, the hum of the air conditioner, echoed like a whisper in her ear. As she passed Mr. Grant's office, she froze. The door was closed, but she could hear him inside, and though he was the only one there, it sounded like multiple voices whispering in unison. She hurried out before she could listen any longer. By the end of her first week, Clara's dream job felt less like an opportunity and more like a trap. Tasks began appearing on her desk with no explanation. Long reports, client files, strange handwritten notes. No one admitted to leaving them, but she was expected to complete them before morning. Her office phone began ringing at midnight, always the same number, the company line. Whenever she picked up, she heard nothing but faint breathing before the call cut off. She tried to laugh it off, telling herself it was just nerves, but every day the feeling of being watched grew stronger. When she finally gathered the courage to hint about quitting, Mr. Grant leaned across her desk and said, almost too calmly, "People who leave Northwell don't usually succeed elsewhere." His stare lingered just a second too long, and his smile this time, there was nothing welcoming about it. One Thursday night, Clara was kept working even later than usual. The office was empty, the city outside pitch black, except for the glow of a few streetlights. Around 11:45, exhausted and trembling with nerves, she walked to the office kitchen to make coffee. That's when she saw it. The company slogan, painted boldly on the wall in tall silver letters, had always read, "Excellence, growth, success." But under the dim light, the letters began to shimmer and bleed, rearranging themselves into something else. Obey, stay, never leave. Her heart pounded in her chest. She blinked hard, trying to convince herself she was overtired, hallucinating. But when she turned back, someone was already standing in the doorway. Mr. Grant. He wasn't smiling now. He was watching her, unblinking. "You're settling in well, Clara," he whispered. "Once you're part of Northwell, you're part of us, forever." Terrified, Clara bolted for the exit. She grabbed her bag, sprinting down a hall toward the elevators. But when she pressed the button, the doors refused to open. The stairwell was chained shut from the inside. every hallway she ran down seemed to twist and curve back into the building. It was like Northwell itself was alive, shifting, trapping her inside. She darted back into the office floor and froze. Her coworkers' desks were empty, but their computer screens were all on, glowing in the darkness. On every single monitor, the same words flashed over and over again. Stay, stay, stay. Clara's phone buzzed violently in her pocket. She pulled it out, hand shaking. A single text message glowed on the screen. From an unknown number. You can't escape. The next morning, Clara's family tried calling her. She didn't answer. Her apartment was untouched. Her bed perfectly made. Her phone lay shattered on the floor beside it. The only trace of her ever being at Northwell Consulting was her employee badge found at the front entrance. When her family demanded answers, Northwell denied everything. They claimed they had never heard of Clara Williams. No hiring records, no employee files. As far as the company was concerned, she had never existed. And yet, new employees whisper late at night about strange things in the building. The flickering lights, the midnight phone calls, and a pale young woman who roams the halls, her voice trembling as she warns them, "It looks like a dream job, but you'll never leave." Would you take your dream job if it meant losing everything else? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like this video so more people can hear Clara's chilling story.